All right, we're gonna do a hard pivot. My girlfriend tells me I don't warm people enough, and I just change conversations. So we're gonna do a hard pivot. You guys have to be familiar with what's happening with the Smash JT and Alyssa lawsuit. Like I covered that before, right? You've definitely seen me cover this. It's literally like right here, 2 months ago. I covered it. 20-minute video. A couple of you guys saw it. You know I've covered this before. This isn't completely out of left field. This is things I've covered before. I've covered Smash AC a couple of times on this channel. Mostly in the span of like a month though. But I don't like to cover in the same guys too much. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I did him before this. No, not directly. This one video I directly called him out because he was wrong. But he's being sued, rightfully so. And so I've been keeping up with the lawsuit. There's been some developments. And so this is, mind you, this is like a 70-something page document. We're not gonna go over the entire document. Yeah, it's like almost 80 pages. But to give you some perspective, Alyssa's suing him because he's just being a harassing piece of shit. And just to give you perspective, the evidence, like the visual evidence, starts from like page 19 and goes all the way to page 77. But what I want to go to is this right here. So this is the part of the amendment filing. 136. Target posted his Discord name under Smash JT with a profile picture of the logo he uses for his website and YouTube channel. On information and belief, only people with a paid subscription to Smash JT's YouTube channel are able to access the Smash JT Discord. Target's fans and followers frequently discuss Mercante in Smash JT's Discord, including their plans to bully, harass, and sick trolls on her. Yes, bullying is good. We bully bad people like Alyssa Mercante. Let's have a Discord. We can sick trolls on her. And then it gets worse. Target's fans have also openly discussed their plans to target, harass members of Mercante's family. We need to search the archives for the marriage certificate for Alyssa's failed marriage and find the dude. Tarzia acknowledges that his targeted harassment of Mercante is very profitable when one of his followers told him she's like a content mine. Tomorrow, Mercante tonight, which is what they always call her. She's like a gold mine, and he picked up that, right? What's ironic about this is he was accusing Alyssa of creating a Discord specifically to do the shit he is actually literally doing to her, because everything they do is a projection. That is the right-wing conservative playbook. What they accuse is what they're doing. And so like, even I think actually it is part of this right here. Yeah, this is insane. Like, as you guys know, like they're trying to come for her and make it seem like Alyssa's insane and she's obsessed and she's all this and she's all that. I want you to look at this part, okay? We're zooming in. He took a screenshot of her and altered it. The dude says he'll screenshot people to get them banished from the industry, but let this fly. I don't even know where the line is. So he took an altered photo of her that reads, "Hi, you can't be racist against white people. Thanks for tuning in," which is true. And then this was the real picture she had. So he took an obviously edited photo and use that because he's obsessed with her, because that's his meal ticket. Tarzian knew the statement contained on the shirt was false and is republished it anyway as part of his pattern of or practice of publishing statements he knows to be false with the intent to harm Mercante. Tarzian also comments on Mercante's raising money for a trans life charity, claiming that the charity itself was a scam and an iceberg of hidden criminal activity, which is obviously wrong. Holy shit, dude. Like, he just lies. And then the best part is that he concedes that she's not a public figure, so all the shit that he's doing is not protected. He's not criticizing like an official, like a politician or anything like that. He's doing this to a private person. While ordinary prudence would caution a litigant and his counsel not to speak publicly regarding an ongoing case, Tarzian's counsel, Ronald D. Coleman, have no qualms about multiple length public streams discussing the case, litigation strategy, and other post material. On the stream of January 20th, 2025, Tarzian and Coleman were discussing whether Lissa would be considered a public figure and thus would have to prove actual malice to obtain relief for Tarzian's defamation of Mercante. Within that stream, Coleman dismissed the idea that Mercante achieved the sort of notoriety, even within video game journalism circles, that is typically required to be considered important enough to be a public figure. Coleman stated that the plaintiff here is not, even though she's an activist with some respect to certain causes, she's not particularly prominent in that area, video game journalism herself, you know. Coleman admitted that Mercante had not achieved the sort of prominence required for her to be even a limited purpose public figure. Like, this is his fucking lawyer. This is his lawyer saying this. The guy he's paying to defend him on stream, who shouldn't even be on stream with him, is saying that, yeah, dude, the person who where our whole defense rests on the fact that she's a public figure, is definitely not a public figure. Like, this is the level. This is where they're at, you guys. Like, this is the level. I want to make this bigger, but I can't for some reason. Like, I have to like download it. But like, oh, can I just do that? Yeah. Oh yeah, I can. I'm an idiot. But just this whole document is it is, and the thing is too is she didn't pursue legal shit until we get to here. This is page 31. Tarzian crosses the line. Tarzian's false claims about Mercante when he calls her a prostitute, which is illegal in the state of New York. This is item 143. So all this other shit was happening prior to her actually filing a lawsuit. All of this was happening prior to that. Fucking insane. This is the man who's married with children, and he's so obsessed with this one woman online. You have like his loser friends like Grumps and shit saying, "Oh, she's doxing. She's doxed him in a fucking public filing document." That's not a dox, dude. Like, look, and this is part of the reason why I have a whole series when I literally titled "Grifters and Their Influences." Because look at this shit. This is part they're arguing about how he is perpetuating an ecosystem that does harm towards her. Tarzian's followers echoes what he says. They create their own set of videos amplifying what Tarzian says while stoking harassment, rape and death threats, and the like. If Tarzian claim, the claim will reappear substantially unchanged downstream of him in one of his videos amplifying and continuing his harassment. It does not appear that any of Tarzian's downstream commenters edit or verify his claims. The downstream claims will often contain the same minor mistakes and errors in wording that Tarzian claims to maintain. These false statements serve as a kind of mount weasel. They identify the ultimate source information. All of this is Target's intent and by Target's design. This ecosystem would not exist but for Target's campaign. This ecosystem leads to rape threats, death threats, and unlawful harassment. Prominent inhabitants of Target's ecosystem include Brooklyn, New York-based Selma Adorno, who posts her YouTube channel Toasty with the Mo 69. Janesville, New York-based content creator Luis Testone Jr., who posts on the YouTube channel Revy Says Des. Atlanta, Georgia-based gaming influencer Montrevious Dukes, who posts on this YouTube channel. Does she not have a YouTube channel? And it's at San Antonio, Texas-based gaming influencer Eric Perez, who posts on the YouTube channel 8-Bit Eric. So this part right here is what they're calling doxing. This is a dox. Downstream YouTubers who follow Target's lead, Adorno and Dukes, will often incorporate the exact same statements made by Target in their videos' titles, capitalizing off Target's notoriety. Examples of these mount weasels are Adorno's version from March 14, 2025, entitled Alyssa Conte Will Not Stop. Adorno's stream from March 12, 2025, entitled Alyssa Conte Wants to Be Smash JT's Editor. And Duke's video from March 14th, 2025, entitled Alyssa Conte is seething over YouTubers roasting her. She is spiraling. This is, I think Dukes is that Atreus dude. I think, hold on, let me see. Is that him? Let's see. We search his channel. Type in Alyssa. Yep. Yeah, this is him. Jesus Christ, dude. Holy shit, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. For 10 months? For 10 months, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Dear listener Mercante, as long as you keep talking, we will keep roasting your ass. And now your ass is mentioned. And by the way, he says ass. He keeps putting what they do is they keep posting photos of her ass literally in every thumbnail that they possibly can. Like, it's weird to be like, she's so gross and disgusting, all this stuff, and then you have so many fucking photos of her that you have had to have gone on her social media to find. Smash JT cheating on his wife for Alyssa Mercante. This is you can literally get sued for this. I mean, these guys are fucking dumbasses. Holy shit! Do they know nothing? You can't make claims like this, especially if one person's in a relationship, and that could hurt. Like, these guys are fucking. And that's just this one guy. If we go to, what's her name? Toasty with the Mosty 69 or some shit, right? If we just look at her videos, Alyssa. We have Alyssa. You have Alyssa, 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 you have Alyssa. That just says shut up, Alyssa. You have Alyssa. You have, guess what? Alyssa, Alyssa, Alyssa. Alyssa, Alyssa. Alyssa, 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 Alyssa. I did this video twice, which is weird. Alyssa again. Like, these people, people. These people are fucking like, no wonder, dude. These people are fucking obsessed. The same day, Luis Testone Jr. posted a video titled Alyssa Mercante and Sweet Baby CEO caught scrubbing Twitter accounts as Smash JT lost it. Holy shit. First off, these titles are some of the mouthiest, like, least digestible titles out there. Look how long this is. It's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 words. Interesting. With 14 words and a YouTube title, you know how ugly that looks? It looks like this shit, where it's just like, hey, here's the entire video right here. Like, here's the entire video right here. What's happened in this video? Oh, Alyssa Mercante is having a meltdown. Alyssa Mercante is the actual racist she wants you to believe you are. Alyssa Mercante went woke, and now she confirms she went broke. Which is hilarious because he was also talking about how his views aren't popping off and he doesn't know why to help him out. Alyssa Mercante's latest response to her lawsuit potentially being dismissed is delusional. The only thing delusional is thinking a title like that will be an attention grabber. Like, holy shit. You don't want to tell people what the entire video is about. Like, you just want to tease. This is the equivalent of the One Piece titles, where it's just like, this character dies. Like, oh, okay, guess I know what happens this week. And just hours later, Montrevious Dukes published a video titled Alyssa Mercante and Black Gamer Girls Caught Deleting Evidence Ninja Casts with Atreus, again repeating the same false claims. Not to be outdone, Eric Perez published a video the very next day titled Alyssa Mercante Caught Deleting Tweets, Lawsuit Implicated, restating the identical false claims. It's so funny that now, like, legally, we can say that these people do not think for themselves and they just regurgitate. They need their talking points told to them, to the point where they have been documented saying the exact same information, because all they do is wait for one of them to pick a target and they just do no research, they do no fact checkers, and they just run with it. The claim that Mercante deleted anything grew out of Target's disingenuous presentation of some data he found. Mercante didn't delete anything. Rather, after the 2024 presidential election, a large number of people deleted their Twitter accounts, and 30 days later, those accounts deletions became permanent and their tweets went away. When that happened, Mercante's own retweets of those tweets also disappeared. In public data sources which track the total number of tweets from a given account, this appeared as a substantial drop in the total tweet count for Mercante and virtually anyone else a user cared to look up. Target deceptively presented this drop as though it were evidence of exploitation, of spoliation. I don't know what that means. As relevant here, however, the repetition of the misguided claim with substantially identical wording and framing and without any independent replication or thought exactly is part and parcel of how Target's ecosystem functions to jump at whatever he says. So again, the lawyer just put it in legal terms that these motherfuckers do not do any research and will just jump on anything and run with it because they are grifters, you see. And they're such grifters that you have legal evidence of them grifting. You want to see something? We'll come back to this. People yelling about DEI stuff. This is Sean Gauss. They are making this game called Here Tell of a Haunting. It stars a woman, her, as a sheriff, and they wrote, "I find it hilarious that Asmongold's Twitch chat couldn't decide if my game was woke or DEI or not because the protagonist is attractive." Like, on the left side, DEI slop. Oh yes, all those women sheriffs back in 1897. DEI first person shooter. DEI oh boy straight woke woman. DEI yep female sheriffs in 1897 laughing. DEI Red Dead Redemption. And then on the right side, big boobs, not DEI. Don't feel like DEI nice. It's not DEI yet. Wait, looks good. This could be good. She's hot, so no, it's not DEI. She's not ugly. Let's go. Mommy, hot woman. Middle, Dumbasses in chat can't decide if it's DI because it's a woman, but she's hot. This is the perfect distillation of these morons. Not a single brain cell. And then you go back to this court document and you see it also in action. On January 11th, Target published a video to his Smash AT channel saying, titled, Adam Sessler thinks Elizabeth Conte is too crazy. Within hours, Eric Perez has published a video on his YouTube channel titled, Adam Sessler destroys Elizabeth Conte, too crazy, easing for him. Do you know how bad of a content creator, how much of a, this is, you know that meme where they're like, oh, you're copying someone's homework, but change it up a little bit. This is that, but done worse. Within hours. So Eric was just waiting for Smash JT to post anything about Alyssa, and then he does his video. And what I've always said is this just cannibalizes your own views because you're just repeating information that they could get from the other account. And they don't seem to understand it, and then they wonder why their views struggle. Yeah, they all have the same content. I find it so weird that these guys have to tag each other. Yes, they have to tag each other to harass her and other people because they ain't got no motion. In fact, I think I said that shit. The fact that they have to tag all losers they know because they have no motion. They don't. It's such bitch shit to have to do. Look at how many of these losers they tagged. Like, look at that. At Smash JT, at Hypnotic, Minimum Effort Live, Ryan, Will of the Fans, Both the Word, Kung Fu, Toasty Mosty, Lasting Caesar, Wolf, Dr. Pikachu, Drexel, J Viper TV, Data God, Cajun, K-Little Too Short, Griff God, Apex Eric, Master of TDS, Yellow Flash, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 20 people. That's 20 people they had to tag on a post that got 11 likes. 20 people, 11 likes. Imagine having such little creativity that you get named in a lawsuit for being so unoriginal, you're considered a downstream content creator. Like, this is all flowing from Jeff Target, who's being sued, but you're such a little parasite that they mentioned you here. Like, this whole section is about them. And they talk about, today, Alyssa has received more than 1,000 deaths, rape, and other vicious threats of harassment. And then they go into, I'm not going to go into detail that, but it's like, this is all like that. Just when Target publishes a new video or other posts attacking Mercante, harassment increases. When Target does not, it decreases. Target's harassment is relentless. He publishes a video article about Alyssa Mercante every 3.5 days on average, and sometimes as much as 5 to 6 days in a row. I repeat, every 3.5 days on average, and sometimes as much as 5 or 6 days in a row on Alyssa. That's, and what he also does too is he has fucking literally right now. Literally right now. Oh, and who's on the fucking stream? Who's on the stream? Who's on the fucking stream? Apex Eric. Toasty with the mosty. This shit writes itself. This shit writes itself. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. And you know they're trying to be like, no, that's not what's happening. That's not it. That's not it. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, dude. It's so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny, dude. And he's going to try to make it seem like, oh, so now I have a bunch of people under my control. I don't control you guys. But look, like it's so funny. Because you look at their videos, you can tell like when they talk about other shit, no one cares. 27,000 views. No one cares. Nintendo, 42,000 views. Being about Smash. Again, if I just type in, I'm sure if I just type in like Alyssa Mercante or some shit in his, like if I just do Alyssa, and it probably wouldn't be most of it. Yeah, because it jumps around by months. But think about it this way. Think of it like this. This is jumping around through months. Like it starts at today and then 4 months ago. We know he's posted more shit in between those months. But just typing her name on his account, we have, well, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 650, 750. So like 57 videos just with her mentioned in it, just 57 videos. What do her last name? Adds a bit more. But yeah, this is, again, just typing this person's name here. In fact, if you type in Kotaki, she probably shows up a lot too. This is so Camgirl's unhinged defenses, unhinged LF Girl claims defenses of content. Like, yeah, this is fucking like, bro. And they're saying on average every 3.5 days. The only substantive relief from charges of harassment came from a period of approximately 3 weeks in September when he briefly ceased publishing videos about Mercante after she sent him a C&D. When he stopped publishing videos about and articles about Alyssa, the harassment she received decreased substantially. When he resumed his previous practices of publishing videos and articles about her, the amount of harassment Mercante received returned to its previous fever pitch. So there's a direct correlation. And I cannot stress this enough. No matter what these fucking lying losers say, all of this was started because she did an article telling people what Sweet Baby Inc. did. This is literally where it all started. Those dumbasses are going to say, no, it's because she doxed him and went to his wife. It's like, she didn't fucking dox him. And she only DM'd his wife to tell her the behavior he was engaging in after all of this shit was happening. This is all prior. This is all prior to September. And she sent him a cease and desist. So she warned him, essentially, stop doing this. And he kept doing it. Like this isn't like anything that makes any logical sense. He's just obsessed with her. And because he can make money off of her because he has no fucking job, this is what he does. And here we go. He uses her images to advertise his channel. His career as influencer, Tarza earns his income from the videos he records, produces, and uploads. Okay, we know how YouTube works, right? They're explaining how he uses her likeness to draw clicks to his videos and that he's used it a bunch of times. Tarzu has used Mercante's likeness and thumbnails for videos on his channel no fewer than 37 times since March 13th. Tarzu has used Mercante's name and thumbnails for Tarzu videos on Smash JT's YouTube channel no fewer than 25 times. And he's neither sought nor received Mercante's consent in any form used likeness for her name. Tarzu's unauthorized use of Mercante's likeness and name has proved lucrative for him. Accompanying the tweet was an image of a line graph rising over time from just under 19,000 at the beginning of 2024 to nearly 57,000 at the time the image was captured, with a sharp increase in his rate of growth beginning in approximately late March of 2024. On information and belief, the certain activist reference in Tarza's tweet was Mercante. On information and belief, the graph which accompanied the tweet was a demonstration of the lifetime subscriber count of Smash JT's YouTube channel, showing an increase of nearly 40,000 between March 2024 and September, which obviously is around the time when he started harassing her. Yeah, it is fucked up what they're doing. And all this because he has no talent whatsoever. He doesn't have a job, so he has to do this. Instead of being interesting and insightful and talking about your passions, he has to be a harassing piece of shit. And like, yeah, they see this as a win, mind you. These losers on his side see her losing her job over this as a win, as a good thing. Because they want to protect the gaming. And guess what? They didn't stop at there. She hasn't worked at Kotaku for a while. And they still follow her around. They still make posts about her, talking about how, oh, she can't find a job. LOL, this is so funny. Like, these people are malicious fucking losers. And I have zero sympathy for any of these guys. This is just talking about how, like, now, like, the harassment's going far beyond her. Like, all of this, again, because you have these fragile ass, bitch ass fucking losers who couldn't understand what a fucking consulting company did. And then they just started all this Gamergate 2.0 bullshit. Ultimately, Alyssa's behavior continues to reveal true colors. She's not in the industry to champion games to support gamers. She's here to push her own activism, and Hassan is just another tool for her to do so. It's an insane thing to think that Alyssa is using Hassan to push her activism, as if Hassan isn't the biggest leftist political streamer on Twitch. Like, trash platform, trash people who are what? Yeah, unfortunately, this is the state of YouTube, where you can just really the state of the world, especially online creation, where if you're just a negative piece of shit, you get attention. I like this. Everyone to utilize the misfortune of others to prop himself up. Tarjay glowed that Mercante leaving Kotaku was a victory for his side, since he believes, hypocritically, that video game journalists should stick to pure game analysis and avoid dives into socio-political commentary as it polarizes their readership. This is from someone who has no brain. This is from someone who doesn't know what the fuck journalism actually is. What is pure game analysis? If my game is BioShock, am I not supposed to talk about the obvious political tones in it? Am I just supposed to say BioShock shoots feels bad? In BioShock, you play person, go down to the city called Rapture, no biblical elements at all. I play BioShock Infinite. I don't know what racism is. I don't understand this because I just do pure game. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? There is no analysis worth a damn that is strictly through one lens. That's not an analysis. That's being myopic. We're watching a movie. The director, the writers put things in there. They put themes, multiple themes that you can interpret. That gives you a deep understanding of the medium, which is why people fucking like watching movies and reading books. There is no, like even if someone's like a sports journalist, they don't just say, oh man, the guys didn't score enough points and they lost. They talk about the stories building up to that. They might even mention the fact that this person previously lost a loved one and that could affect their mental. There is no just pure analysis. Exactly. It's like people are humans and opinions, and reviews are actually the opinions of people. And when they talk about things from a political standpoint, they're letting you know what's informing their views on this review of this game. Fucking moron. And then right here, despite Tarjay himself engaging in divisive socio-political commentary, he believes that there is a space in video game commentary community for voices like his, but not voices like Mercante's, for which he has stated he will always call out. As said above, Tarjay's form of calling out, among other things, always includes, to use his words, intentionally invoking a person's name and identity serves as a calculated strategy to incite followers and outsource the tasks of doxing. what I would hate to be Alyssa's lawyer, only because Jeff does so many fucking stupid things that you have to sit there and catalog. Because mind you, we are on line item 262 of page 51 out of 79. And this is the amended version. This is the amended. And like just think of this part. Just think of this part. On September 26, 2024, just after receiving a retraction request from Mercante's counsel, Tarzia posted false statements regarding the attorney who signed the request on her behalf to his Twitter timeline, falsely claiming that her counsel did not work at the firm he claimed. Tarzia further intimated that Mercante's counsel had quite the reputation in the legal industry, but did not elaborate further. Even after another commenter points out that this was easily verifiable that Mercante's counsel worked for the firm identified on the demand letter, Tarzia refused to amend or take down his post or provide clarification regarding his statements regarding reputation. After Mercante's departure from Business Kotaku, Tarzia reported on the matter breathlessly, without pausing to check his sources or avoid spreading further unfounded speculations about Mercante's plans, such as allegedly going to work for Sweet Baby Inc. Like, this guy's a fucking moron. Like, you're a moron. November 7th, my birthday. Alyssa is traveling to this area right now, potentially interviewing language at Sleeper Inc. or Compulsion Games. This would line up with how she ran yellow journalism defense for Sleeper Inc. from the jump. It's one big corrupt club, and we see right through it. You don't see through shit with your fucking rat eyes, bro. I like how the choices are. She's going for a job at Compulsion's Games. Why would she be working at a game studio? You don't think maybe it has to do with the fact that they were working on a game and they wanted coverage on it? The game I will be completing on, this channel. Like, it's just the dumbest person. Even when corrected about her plans, Tarzan implied that he was in possession of facts which he refused to disclose in an attempt to substantiate his claim, which is their go-to, right? It's, I have an insider at Ubisoft. I have an insider at, this one company that I still didn't start talking about, and they told me that their uncle who works for Nintendo is saying Hollow Knight Silksong's definitely coming out this year. Like, oh, and his source, master of the TDS, can confirm there have been no talks at SBI to have Alicia come on board. I've heard rumors saying the exact opposite. Something is happening there. Hey, you're wrong. Really? Because I've heard I wasn't. I sent a conspiracy theory. However, Tarzia is not simply immune to telling the truth or correcting the record when it serves to increase the harassment of its victims. When rumors began to spread that Tarzia had a post on a sexually explicit website, Tarzia pointed out the person perpetrating the hoax did so knowing it was false and bemoaning the amount of harassment he received. When the author of the hoax confessed, Tarzan's response was that simple, "I am sorry" would have sufficed. Oh yeah, dude, because that's what he did. He did that. Oh, this is what Andy wrote. Yeah, I'll delete it because I'm not a complete piece of. I'll delete it because I'm not a complete piece of shit. Only about 9% when it comes to dealing with you all. Sorry you were harassed. I know you'd never bother or attack anybody on this website. And then you have the loser fucking grums. Given his refused to offer Mercante the same courtesy when it was requested, this statement is revealing. Oh my god, there is... On or about September 30th, on the Valiant Renegade stream with Tarzia and his counsel Ron Coleman. Why are you going on streams with your client? Tarzia lied about not knowing Mercante and misrepresenting his history with her. Tarzia claimed that it was Mercante who approached him after he began his Kotaku campaign when As shown above, Tarja had already targeted articles written by Mercante and called her out by name. Tarja repeated the same lies on another live stream with Coleman on October 1st. Tarja also frequently shares a manipulated image of Mercante in a t-shirt, but claims that the image has not been altered from the original. However, the original image of Mercante does not include the image in the slogans. This is what we saw before. Yeah. Like, how? And it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Like, this is during a live stream. Tarja recounted the substance of his conversation with his attorney, saying, "I talked to Ron for those that missed it, and he gave it a glance over, like was like, yeah, there's that. They have nothing here. He's like, this is made for a slap law. Like, this is why anti-slap laws exist. Is ridiculous, frivolous lawsuits like this." Like, in Ron's opinion, he felt like there was something greater at play here, because he's like, this is not even a lawsuit. He's like, I'm never like, I don't think, he said, I've never seen anything like this. But he's like, this is one of the weaker cases I've ever seen. Something along those lines. So yeah, that was Ron's first thought on it. This has none of the markings of a slap suit. What are we talking about? We're talking about how weird Jeff Tarzia is, and the fact that a bunch of his parasitic little buddies are so devoid of creativity that they are mentioned in his lawsuit for being literal downstream parasites who just regurgitate what he says. But now I'm just fascinated by all of this. It's such a, like, this is just a story of what not to do. A few days later, Tarzia again discussed his attorney's advice, this time recounting that's exactly what Ron said to me. He's like, yeah, this, all things being equal, this is the case that is made for anti-slap suits. He's like, this is a classic case. But at the same time, he said, I can't guarantee anything, right? Because you never know. But he's like, this is literally the reason why the whole slap laws exist. That is not why slap laws exist. Public discussion of privileged materials where anyone can overhear them waives the attorney-client privilege. Yes, that's why you don't go on stream with your fucking attorney. I mean, he just talks like that. Colin Tarzia should be deemed, for purposes of all preliminary hearings in the suit, to have waived attorney-client privilege, which is why you don't go on stream. Going on stream with your attorney violates attorney privilege, client privilege, because you are presenting it on a live stream to potentially his audience at minimum 200,000 people. Like, not by who view his stuff, but like by subscriber count. Like, this is shit I know. I'm not even a lawyer. Like, I mean, I am a criminal justice major, or I was a major, I graduated. But like, there's a thing called an expectation of privacy. So you see how I have this in my background, right? The expectation is I do not want anything to appear behind me. So I'm obscuring it. But I'm live streaming. So if I say some shit that's incriminating, I don't have any expectation of privacy. If I, close my screen and you see a picture of me completely naked, even if it's an accident, I don't have an expectation of privacy because I'm streaming it. I'm live streaming this. This is being live streamed. That's why when Dr. Disrespect got kicked out of, I think it was TwitchCon one year, because he was streaming from a bathroom, he was violating people's expectation of privacy. This is so fucking funny though. Like, it's just like, this is just what you don't do. Like, this is so funny. Like, not the actual content of the thing, because this is fucking disgusting, but the fact that he keeps doing this. it's amazing he wrote this. So that other Kotaku writer had more to say. This is Carolyn Petit. Sorry, y'all, but if a wife finding out what her husband's openly, publicly up to on the internet might ruin their relationship, it's not the letting her know the vile shit he's doing. That's the moral problem here. You know what it is? Spoilers. It's the vile shit that he's doing. And his Smash's response is, how many times do I have to teach these crazy bitches this lesson? Like, so he wants to, like they say, teach crazy bitches a lesson. And he does, though, through stochastic harassment. Like, this is, oh my God. Look at this. Look at this. Targia refused to consider he was in error concerning Mercante's counsel. When it was pointed out to Targia that his statements against Mercante, as highlighted in his complaint, were likely defamatory, he ignored it. Reading this I would absolutely take the exit rap regarding her sucking dick for work. If she sues you, this one's going to stick and you're going to make her a lot of money by refusing. Simply state publicly that you are exaggerating the nature of her sex work for effect. And this is all he literally had to do. And they wouldn't have a case. And he's just like, nah. Tarja's been giving opportunity after opportunity to de-escalate the situation. He's refused every turn, and that refusal has stoked harassment by his followers. That stoking is by design. In fact, Tarja's conduct has become more and more extreme, including personal taunts directly at her. Like, this is... Jesus Christ, dude. I basically did watch this whole thing. But like, holy shit, how fucking stupid do you have to be to do this? Like, you were given so many outs, and instead of taking any of the outs, including the cease and desist, you decided to make like 100 videos on her. It's insane. No, yeah, it's not on her to de-escalate for sure, but he was given multiple opportunities to de-escalate. But because these fucking losers have to put on this like macho act, like, I'm not gonna defend no woman, or according to Jeff, no crazy bitch is gonna tell me what to do. I'm a big tough guy. Now you're being sued. Like, now you're being sued and your lawyer seems extremely incompetent. I think Starro mentioned earlier, this also all relates to the Amber Heard thing we're talking about earlier, where it's, yeah, being a rampant misogynist online, especially in the creator space, has been seen as a way to get an audience of shitty people, sure, but an audience nonetheless. And now they have to do posturing. Now they have to be that guy who's like, nope, I don't back down from nobody. I don't do this. I'm a big, tough, strong guy. And then it's like, okay, here's a fucking document of all the stupid, dumb shit you've done and all the many, many outs you were given. And this is just a living statement of how wrong he's been about literally everything. Like, factually wrong about everything. If I had a document this long of saying how fucking stupid I am, 13th reason, man. 13th reason.